The Pregnacare Show is proudly brought to you by
Mineral Water.
Dole yogurt.
How often is home delivery practiced in this part of the world? How frequent do we have people opting for home delivery? Who can opt for it? And when possible, can a pregnant woman decide to have home delivery? How expensive is it? And what should I get in preparation to my home delivery? What are the advantages and disadvantages of home delivery? And are there any complications in home delivery? When can a pregnant woman opt for a home delivery? And how safe is it to have a home delivery? Today we find ourselves at Blue Medical Center, where we'll be looking at what home delivery is and everything about home delivery. This is the only show where we look at everything pregnancy, delivery and post-delivery. My name is Dede and the show is the Pregnacare Show. At the comfort of your home, you could have your baby delivered for you. How expensive is home delivery? What are the advantages and disadvantages of a home delivery? What are the team that makes up a home delivery? On today's episode, we'll be talking about home delivery, everything we should know about home delivery and who can opt for a home delivery. The show is the Pregnacare and my name is Dede. The show is brought to you by Mineral Drinking Water, changing people's lives, and Dole yogurt. Today, we happen to find ourselves at the Blue Medical Center and we have a very beautiful midwife with us. So she's going to help us understand what home delivery is. Hello, you are welcome to the show.
Thank you.
And we are so much happy that you are with us today.
I'm happy to be here too.
So viewers, we'll go for a short commercial break. When we come back, we'll find out who our midwife is.
This advert is FDA approved.
Mommy is coming!
Have you cleaned the kitchen? Done all the chores?
Yes, ma'am.
Then it's time for
Dole yogurt. Dole yogurt. Everybody, grab Dole. It's delicious, creamy, and refreshing too. Mommies love it, and dads enjoy it, and the children, they love it. Raise a cup is Dole yogurt. Raise a cup is Dole. Raise a cup is Dole yogurt. Raise a cup is Dole. Dole yogurt.
This advert is FDA approved.
Welcome back. If you just joined us, it's still the Pregnacare and my name is Dede. It's brought to you by Mineral Drinking Water and Dole yogurt. So for the sake of our viewers, we want to find out your name, who you are and where you work.
My name is Bridget Bafo. I'm a midwife at Blue Medical Center.
Okay. So today on our show, we have Madam Bafo with us at Blue Medical Center. That is where she practices as a midwife. So Madam Bafo, when we say home delivery, what is home delivery and how common is it practiced in this part of the world?
When we say home delivery, it means having your birth outside hospital setting or birth centers. So at the comfort of your home is what we mean about when we talk about home delivery. But in Ghana here, it's not so common to see home delivery. Lots of people deliver at home, but it's not like the planned home delivery we encourage.
So per what you are saying, it's delivery that one goes to outside the hospital, but rather in her home. and it is planned as well. So when you say planned home delivery, what is the meaning of the plan? How does it go about?
It means that the pregnant woman gets in touch with the midwife. They put measures in place to ensure the safety and well-being of mother and baby during the birthing at home.
How safe is home delivery?
It's as safe as having your birth in a hospital, provided you qualify for the home delivery.
So if a pregnant woman would want to have her baby delivered at home, what are the processes? Let's say she's pregnant, and as usual, she will come for antenatal clinic. So when does she start to initiate the fact that she wants to deliver at home? Or when she's in labor, she just calls that she wants to deliver at home. So when does she say that she would want to?
Immediately she makes her first visit to the hospital. She has to discuss with her midwife and her obstetrician her desire to have her birth at home, because it's not every woman who qualifies to deliver at home.
Is it the couple that makes the decision to deliver at home? Maybe they've come for a pregnant woman had come for antenatal, or a couple they've come for antenatal, then they make the decision that okay, we would want to have a home delivery. Do you have exceptions, or do we have people who are eligible for home delivery and those who are not eligible? If they are, who are those who are not eligible for the home delivery?
Okay, so for one, if a woman has not delivered before, we do not encourage that person to opt for a home delivery.
Okay.
If you are a woman who has had a cesarean section before, we do not qualify such a person to have a home delivery. If someone is also has experienced postpartum hemorrhage before, we will not advise such a person to opt for home delivery. Someone with multiple pregnancy, twins, triplets, we will not encourage such a person to have a home birth. Somebody who also comes in with a very big abdomen,
okay,
as time progresses, we will not encourage such a person to have home delivery.
And what about maybe a pregnant woman with any other medical condition?
Yes.
That probably you might not be aware of, or you are even aware of that?
So if someone becomes diabetic during pregnancy, gestational diabetes, hypertension, yes, all pregnant women with medical conditions, underlying medical conditions, will also not qualify to have home delivery.
How expensive is home delivery?
It's as expensive as going to the hospital to have your birth.
Or is it the same price, or there's a differentiation to it?
There's going to be a differentiation between, because actually if you go to the hospital to have your birth, you're going to pay for staying in the hospital, so the hospital charge is there. But if you are going to deliver at the comfort of your home, you're going to incur the cost of having the midwife come in to come and do your delivery, but you're not going to pay for hospital beds and for accommodation.
So I know that you are going to have the delivery at home. So does that mean that the woman should have some needed items at the home to prepare for the home delivery, or everything is brought from the hospital to the home?
Actually, before somebody will qualify for a home delivery, you have to go to the person's house and have an inspection. Make sure that you have good source of water, good source of lighting, you have enough room,
okay,
to do the delivery, so you don't go and inconvenience the whole family. You don't go and do a delivery in a single room where we have all the other children, the aunties, the grandmoms, and everybody there. No, yes. And before you also do that, you have to know where the client is staying, because you have to make arrangements with the hospital. So, how far is the client from the hospital? Is there a hospital around the area where you can liaison with the obstetrician, gynecologist, and the theater team? The home delivery is done by a midwife or by a trained person to do delivery, which is like a douala to do delivery. But then you just have to inform the whole team in the hospital. You can't move a whole team to a client's house. So even though you are going home alone as a midwife, probably with an assistant, the whole team, medical team for the hospital, is aware and is on standby.
So I know that in the hospital, during deliveries, depending on the hospital setting, family members are kind of a bit restricted from being with the woman in the delivery room. So this is at the comfort of her home. That means she has access to anybody she would want to be there. So is it open to the entire family if she wishes that, okay, I want my mom to be there, I want my daddy? Like, is it open?
In the hospital setting, we would want you to choose a support person who can join you during labor, because at Blue Medical Center, we always allow a support person. There's no way we are going to keep you in isolation and keep your family and relatives anxious outside. The same way in the house setting, we do not have much of a restriction. No. We give the woman the option because she wants to have everything natural. She wants to enjoy the intimacy of giving birth with her family and her loved ones. So we allow that.
Is waterbed the same as home delivery?
No, please.
So what is the difference?
Well, the difference is that you can still have your water birth in your hospital.
And you can still have it
at home.
Oh, okay. So with the restrictions, you know, the hospital, you know, most sometimes the pregnant women, you say when they came, they're not allowed to move about. They ask them to lie on their bed. So that means if you're at home, you are allowed to move around as to where to go. You don't have that restriction. And I think as well, there's more privacy at home compared to the hospital delivery.
Yes, it's true. When we talk about privacy from the medical staff,
okay,
because in your house, you have only family and relatives. And for them, you don't need privacy from them. But at the hospital setting, yes, a midwife on duty will see to you, will probably not be the one to do your delivery, will go, another person will come in, or the other health team might just pop in and all that. But in some hospital settings, you're also allowed your movements. You are not restricted.
Do you have waterbed at Bloom Medical Center?
Not yet.
Oh.
We haven't started that yet, but I can assure you that at Bloom Medical Center, when you come, we'll give you the optimum privacy you want. And then you allow the support person. We don't restrict you to bed and all that. It's more like having your bed at the comfort of your house.
So at Bloom Medical Center, it's more like you are having your bed at the comfort of your house. Anyways, home delivery is accepted in Ghana, but then they look at who could have the delivery and who could not. So our midwife here made us understand that if you have any underlying medical conditions, if you are pregnant with twins, if you have any blood issues or diabetic issues, if you are a person who has delivered more than 2, or you are someone who is now delivering for the first time, you might not be allowed for a home delivery. We'll go for a short commercial break. When we come back, we'll find out more on home delivery.
This advert is FDA approved.
Mommy is coming! Mommy is coming!
Have you cleaned the kitchen? Done all the chores?
Yes, ma'am.
Then it's time for
Doleo, Dole yogurt, Doleo, Dole yogurt. Everybody, grab Dole. It's delicious, creamy, and refreshing too. Mommies love it, and dads enjoy it, and the children, they love it. Raise your cup, it's Dole yogurt. Raise your cup, it's Dole. Raise your cup, it's Dole yogurt. Raise your cup, it's Dole. Dole yogurt.
This advert is FDA approved.
Welcome back. If you just joined us, the show is still the Pregnacare, and we are sponsored by Vena Mineral Drinking Water and Dole Yogurt. Vena Mineral Drinking Water now has a low amount of sodium and very good for everybody, especially the old age. And we are all encouraged to drink enough water every day. Dole also has very good nutrients in it, so try and consume more of Dole Yogurt. Let's hit the streets and take comments from our viewers.
Home delivery is not safe because if there are complications, you still need to rush the patient to the hospital.
With my experience, I have 2 kids. The first one was a normal delivery. The second one was an emergency CS. So with my opinion, I think when you do home delivery, it's not safe as a mother. It's not safe for the baby and the mother. It's very advisable to see your doctor time to time so that you don't go into an option of an emergency.
So what's the first thing one needs to do when there's complications in the house?
I want to ask the midwife how the delivery will be done in the house, like how the placenta will be brought out and then to be cut.
One's election for home delivery or hospital birth will very much depend on whether one has a low risk or high risk pregnancy. For instance, I know that in the elsewhere in other jurisdictions, particularly the Netherlands, about 70% of pregnant women always settle for home deliveries because they have the means and the resources. We have the situation whereby a trained midwife will come home and attend to a pregnant woman.
Welcome back. So those were some comments from our viewers from the street, and we are going to answer each and every one of them. So Auntie Bridget, a viewer would want to find out what is the first step you take when there's a complication during the home delivery. What do you do? What's the first thing you do?
Actually, because you are already prepared for that. Normally, transfers from home to the hospitals are not emergencies.
Okay.
Because if we have really gone through our antenatal very well, prepared, put measures in place, then immediately there's any complication, you have to reassure the client and the family because they'll all be there at that time. And then you can think about having your transfer from home to the hospital.
What could be some complications during home delivery? Because I know that normally pregnancy could come with complications, not just pregnancy, labor itself could come with some uncertain complications you hadn't planned for. So what are some of the complications during delivery at the home?
Some of the complications you have during home birthing is the same complications you are going to experience when you are having your hospital birthing.
So what are some
fetal
of those?
distress, slow progress of labor. Slow progress of labor could also be another reason. Maternal exhaustion. Sometimes the patient becomes tired, complains of too much pains, we want epidural, we want a kind of pain relief.
So whatever complications you might have at the hospital during your labor is the same complications you might also have at the house during your delivery. But measures are put in place in case of any of this, you are quickly transported to the hospital. Please, our next viewer would want to find out, how do you deliver the placenta at home? This is quite funny. I don't know why she wants to know, but maybe if there's something different about it, she would want to know.
Actually, the same way we do our placenta delivery in the hospital is the same way we're going to do in the house.
Some of our viewers actually were sharing their thoughts and comments on home delivery, where we had most of them saying they think it's not advisable to have a home delivery because maybe the doctor is not there, most of the health teams are not there. So for them, they will never want to opt for a home delivery. And we have few also sharing that they will still want to deliver at home because in other countries it's been done. So they don't know why a home delivery shouldn't be done in Ghana. So those are comments from our viewers on the street. Auntie Bridget, so to our next question, would want to know, have you personally ever done a home delivery before?
Yes, I have. But it wasn't, like I said, in Ghana here, most of the home deliveries are not planned. So mine was kind of an emergency, it wasn't a planned one.
After home delivery, let's say the woman is delivered safely and everything, does she need to go to the hospital again for any other assessment? Not in relation to postnatal care. Probably you've done the delivery and you are done, she's fine. Do you have to take her to the hospital for any examination on herself or on the baby? Or there's nothing like that till she's termed for postnatal?
There's nothing like that till she's termed for postnatal because a midwife is able to fully assess a newborn baby and discharge the baby as being fit to the mother.
Would you advise a client or a pregnant woman to have a home delivery?
Of course, provided that the client meets the eligibility criteria and that all the good measures are put in place. There's no need for a pregnant woman not to have a home delivery. Anyone who qualifies can have a home delivery.
So we are back to pricing again. After the delivery, do the pregnant woman pay to the hospital or she pays to the midwife?
Actually, it will depend on the arrangement. It will depend on the arrangement.
Okay, from the hospital, not you, the midwife.
A midwife can individually work with home delivery, but liaison with the hospitals. Then that one, the midwife will take her charges. But if it's the hospital that is providing the services of home delivery, then of course, the payment will go to the hospital.
The payment is not actually for the midwife, even though she had gone to do the delivery. But if it's liaising to the hospital, then payment is made to the hospital.
No, if it's a midwife who is working on home delivery on her own, but liaison with other hospitals, then she will probably take her charges. But if it's the hospital, that organization who is offering the services of home delivery, where they will appoint a midwife from their hospital to go and do the home delivery.
Okay, so it's kind of in two phases. A midwife could actually be doing her personal home delivery, but then liaise to a hospital. And also, a hospital could actually be doing it, as in a client who attends a antenatal at Bloom Medical Center. She wants to do her delivery in the home. She consults you and then you set up for her. But a private midwife elsewhere for her own services could also do a home delivery.
Yes, please.
So it is not all the hospitals that offer home delivery. If you have a chance to get to a hospital where it is offered, then the service is provided to you. But remember, if you need to do a home delivery, your midwife would have to come to your house, assess your housing environment, they consider your water, your electricity, your family size, and let's say even expenses as well. So if you are preparing for a home delivery, make sure as an individual or a couple, you need to be considerate of all these factors before you opt for one. We'd go for a short commercial break. When we come back, we'd go for a couple moments.
This advert is FDA approved.
Mommy is coming!
Have you cleaned the kitchen? Done all the chores?
Yes, ma'am.
Then it's time for
Dole yogurt. Dole yogurt. Everybody grab Dole. It's delicious, creamy, and refreshing too. Mommies love it, and dads enjoy it, and the children, they love it. With a cup is Dole yogurt. With a cup is Dole. With a cup is Dole yogurt. With a cup is Dole. Dole yogurt.
This advert is FDA approved.
Welcome back. The show is still the Pregnacare Show. And the show is brought to you by Vena Mineral Drinking Water, changing people's life, and Dole Yogurt. Let's go for a couple moments. When we come back, Auntie Bridget will give us a final word on home delivery.
Miriam, I can go Ama. You share a baby say in 4B5. Second one, third one, and well, and 4 years. She believe allergy again. I can be around 2 o'clock and she not getting it. She feel like me at toilet. One but station toilet, first one. Second, they bound I can know one day by chilling, still a pen I can only go yard on. Or the man in Chuanka would do a bank in go back and I can. Yeah, I wish I would know my GM no. Or being said, no, in case coming on in weekend. Before then, I done about the when I get no go ahead to mobile. It was in Jane on a boy for or near boy for penny killing many did only. In chances that I went like a in case the neck work in fortune. A baffle is a near one. Or so like a less than 5 minutes a long way back, near the cow. If you want is a near a table. When you feel balloon, you feel balloon on is a nearby, near full, long man. Or Germany winner. She in third one and well in your hospital pepe. And all your hospital pepe in Quake making a position a can cephalic, a can cephalic and well manuma forcing what third one anything in a can cephalic or in Nako. Can't the hospital and she and you may be a shia and the one who acquire me or ni hichu can the lady starting ya back at me. Ni chumoko na chair, Moko by my about question. For more time, so like any more by less than 5 minutes, say, ni 4. The if we say ni, she just like intentional, like get to more yoni, or not get to more, or feel like a no share, Obanyo for a jane, making a position you okay, Obanyo or for a jame. Ni like she and form of hospital for cafe now a difference. Indifference in a pair jacket, hospital like local tea, jame, a back a yakan, a shackle time, ni became by session. She can see a more about no a tree of Bassanic and be over Budential, or can no always say she and care, a Shanagatina will say no need. A shatan became by the Pele, became a humble Waleku, no one and Egypt. My advice, my friend, my jacket on your poor, antenatal first thing, Sanoya Dagby, no quick became she come on. Ko kaja ke bala ko ba fo ne bala ke bale shian eni gbene she hospital jeke ke shian o ba nyo fo eyin ne bala ke ko lo wa we se gbe mi no ba nyo hospital lo ba nyo wa fo yo hospital.
Welcome back. That was our guest sharing his experience during his home delivery. Auntie Bridget, we would want to have your final words on home delivery and any other thing you would want our viewers to know, especially to our pregnant women.
Home delivery is as safe as it can be. It can also be as safe as having your birthing in the hospital. All you need to do is plan well, talk with your midwife, your obstetrician, and you can have your birthing at the intimacy of your home.
So anything about Bloom Medical Center? If somebody wants to visit Bloom, where do we find you? What do you do here? Sorry.
Bloom Medical Center is located at East Legon, 21 Lagos Avenue, Shashi, opposite the Zenith Bank. We offer all the medical services. Specialize in maternal and child health. So if you want a delightful experience in a very friendly, comfortable environment, come to Bloom Medical Center.
So if you want a friendly environment for your healthcare, kindly visit Bloom Medical Center. Our tip for today is, if you do not have the necessary setup to undergo a home delivery, try as much as possible to visit the hospital for a proper and safe delivery of your child to avoid any complication. That was our tip for today's episode. So on today's episode, we looked at what home delivery is. If you want to deliver at home, just speak to your midwife. Home delivery is very safe and not expensive at all. The show was brought to you by Vena Mineral Drinking Water, changing people's life. Vena actually contains low sodium and it's recommended for the aged as well. But let us know that everybody needs the right amount of water in their system. And also we have Dole sponsoring us. Dole contains enough of nutrients which the body requires and also has probiotic functions. So we are encouraged to take in enough of Dole yogurt. Very sweet and very yummy. So if you have any comments, any suggestions, kindly leave them on all our social media platforms and we'll attend to them ASAP. Also subscribe to our YouTube channel at the Pregnacare Show. You could also hit me up on my personal IG page, Dede_Gau. Leave in every comment, leave in every suggestion, and we would attend to them. I'd want to say a very big thank you to Auntie Bridget here at Bloom Medical Center. Thank you so much for coming in. Thank you for the experience and then the learning you've taken us through. My name is Dede. See you next week for a more interesting episode. The Pregnacare Show is proudly brought to you by
Mineral Water.
Dole yogurt.